Hello, my name is Tyne, and this video is coming to you in two parts. First, I have recently been inspired by the Vlogbrothers to once again take up making videos. I've watched the Vlogbrothers since I was in middle school, and Hank and John Green are probably still the online content creators that I've had the most personal connection to over the longest period of time. Recently, I have been watching them much more on TikTok, but this last week I stumbled back over onto YouTube and watched one of their videos, and then I watched like 8 of their videos. And watching them made me think video really enables you to open up yourself and your own thinking and really challenge yourself to develop your ideas. And that's something that I would very much like to have in my life again. But I was particularly inspired by how short their videos are compared to most of the content creators that I watch who are video essayists that make easily over 20 to 30 minute videos every time. And that's just not realistic for me. So I have decided for myself that I'm going to be trying to make short videos to challenge myself to articulate my ideas without making it a whole affair. And I've decided I'm going to try to keep myself to 5 minutes for my videos. So now part 2 is going to be me sharing my first thoughts in this condensed version. And I want to talk about mystery movies. So like many people, I watched Glass Onion and I loved it and I was inspired and obsessed. And it made me really think about what makes a mystery movie good. And that seems to have a pretty straightforward answer. It's when you don't expect the killer to be the killer. When that last grand reveal is really shocking or surprising in some way, that makes a mystery movie really good. But then I realized that that is totally built up on the expectations that you have and what you have been led to believe is a reasonable outcome based on other media that you've consumed. So this means that murder mysteries in particular, and I guess this could apply to a lot of genres, but I think for detective stories it's really essential. They have to sort of go back and forth like a pendulum. As we build up our expectations in one direction, they have to swing back and make the other side unexpected. But then once we've seen so many stories where that's the unexpected surprise, it becomes our new expectation and it has to swing back the other way. And this back and forth swing to me is mainly between what seems like an obvious suspect and what seems like a more buried or complex suspect. We sort of swing between expecting sort of the obvious motives and expecting these more complex hidden motives. I think Glass Onion showed us that we've seen so many good mysteries lately that have hidden complex motives, including Knives Out, that the pendulum is swinging the other way, and the unexpected thing to do is once again those obvious, simple motives. I have now been inspired to try to watch other mystery movies to see how this holds up. I'm guessing it's not going to be straightforward, and I think it is much more personal. It might be that each individual's experience of a mystery is really different based on our personal recent watch history and what expectations we formed. For example, one of the first mysteries that I watched after Glass Onion was Death on the Nile, and in this case I found that the killer was really obvious from the beginning, because to me the most suspicious person in this whole party was obviously the man who spontaneously decided to leave the love of his life for a new love of his life and get married to that new one in literally 6 weeks. Maybe that was a little more normal for the times, but to me that was so many red flags. And I was not surprised at all to find out that he had been conspiring with the actual love of his life to steal this new woman's money. And I guess I have to wonder, did Glass Onion make me start paying more attention to the most obvious motives? Or is there a different reason for why I expected that from the get-go? Obviously, there's more going on here, but I just think it's worth wondering where our personal expectations have come from in terms of how stories go, in terms of who seems like a guilty party. And I think watching a lot of murder movies might help me continue to challenge those expectations. And I'm excited to see if other trends emerge in terms of certain time periods having certain kinds of broken expectations. So I hope in editing I have kept this under 5 minutes. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you would like to join me in the future again for some little tidbits of thoughts, probably mostly about media, but honestly about anything, hit the stupid red button. Bye.